I am here today with Mitchell Drimmer of Axela. And Mitchell, tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Terry. Good morning, everybody. Axela Technologies is a collections agency that specializes in the recovery of delinquent past due assessments. If they're delinquent, they're going to be past due, from HOAs and condos. We do not do any other type of credit or debt recovery, but we specialize in community associations. And we believe that taking a unit to foreclosure is a bridge too far and too soon sometimes.
Okay. So does that also include cooperatives?
Yes, we do cooperatives. We do condos, HOAs, cooperatives. If I've never done a mobile home, but we could do it.
CDDs?
CDDs, yes. Community development districts, yes. We could do CDDs. Anything that has governing documents that is considered a community association.
Okay.
And so we're happy to do collections, and we're a national company. And the most important thing about it is that our collections are completely merit-based, in that the association and the good paying members of the association don't have to pay for our efforts. Okay. And we don't take a percentage from the community association upon a successful collection event. What we do to earn our money is we charge fees, add them to the delinquent owner's ledger, and if we recover them, we retain them. If we don't recover them, that's our hard luck, unlike other collection solutions.
Okay, so they really don't pay a fee. The fee gets paid at the end, technically, then.
Well, the fee gets, it's not when, it's by whom the fee gets paid. So I do not hold the association responsible for the fee. I hold the owner responsible for the fee, the delinquent owner. If the delinquent owner files for bankruptcy and the whole matter is discharged, well, then I take a loss. If a bank forecloses on a unit and I'm in the middle of my collections process, I take a loss. If the property is subject to a tax lien and then a tax deed sale, and I take a loss. Whereas if you have something with an attorney and he's in the middle of a case and it's resolved, the attorney's going to send the association a bill. I won't send a bill because I don't expect the association to pay. I expect the delinquent owner to pay or the subsequent purchaser.
Which is the way it should be. So if someone's purchasing it, I'm
absolutely. Sorry. No, you're absolutely right. Excuse me, I overtalk people.
You get excited. I know, you're like me.
I love this so much. I love this business. And you know why I love this business? And I'll tell you why. Yeah, sure, we all are in business to earn money, but that's just a result. I love this business because we don't go from courtesy letters that the management companies will send out directly to foreclosure. Right. What we do is we try and work with people. We try and keep people in their homes. So we're trying to work with people so that they can fit their payments into their family budget. But putting people in foreclosure for want of a few $1,000s does not make any sense for the community association, and certainly is not a justifiable act by the community association until a point where nothing else will help. So I think that as far as the value chain is concerned, where you try something least expensive and then a little more expensive, and then you go for the draconian action, which would be legal collections, lien and foreclose, you shouldn't go straight from courtesy letter to lien and foreclose. You need to engage people and talk to them and work it out.
If a house is in, if they place it under foreclosure, doesn't that mean that the money stops anyway for the association from them? I mean,
well, if the association moves forward, remember there are two types of foreclosure. If you don't pay the bank could foreclose. If you don't pay the association has the right to foreclose.
Okay.
So if somebody is not paying, you could work with the delinquent owner, or you can move forward and not work with them and foreclose on them. And I think that's too drastic. I don't think it's necessary.
So when do you come into this process? I would think that you guys come into this process well before something like that would even be thought of, maybe.
Right. That is the number one question I get asked by managers often. when do we put somebody in collections? And I'm going to give a very definitive answer on that. You don't put somebody in collections if they're delinquent 1 month. Now, we're going to make an assumption right now that you're on a monthly pay period. So if somebody's delinquent by 1 month, you shouldn't put them into collections because checks get lost, people forget. You send them a courtesy letter, not a demand letter, managers, a courtesy letter, because when you start sending demand letters, you're involving yourself in an unlicensed practice of debt collections. So never send a demand letter, send a courtesy letter. And also another thing, managers, if you do send a courtesy letter, put it on the association's letterhead and sign it for the board. Don't put it on your management company's letterhead and don't put your signature on it, because if somebody wants to sue you for a Fair Debt Collection Practices Act or the Act of Unlicensed Collections Activity, well, you're in the crosshairs. You're collecting money for the community association. So when you send a letter, courtesy letter, send out a courtesy letter in the name of the association on their letterhead. Okay, so you've sent out one letter. Now they're delinquent a second month, and you've sent out your second courtesy letter. And every association, it's due on the 1st and late after the 10th, the 5th, or the 15th. That's called the grace period. If they are delinquent after the grace period of the second month, that is the time to send them a second courtesy letter, but advising them that if they do not respond or make a payment or come up to date, that they will be sent into collections in 15 days, 30 days, whatever decision the board of directors makes. But I think 2 months delinquent, after 2 months is when a solution should be brought in. I don't think that they should be sent to foreclosure, but I do think that if they're not being responsive, now's the time to, after 2 months, to engage them and engage in a conversation.